Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. My name is Larry and today I am in Awoyaya, just at Oribawa bus stop, right here at our new project in this particular location. And smart investors, this is Echelon Apartment. I came here last 2 weeks to introduce this project to you smart investors out there looking for wonderful apartments to own right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Smart investors, when I came here, we saw the engineer introduce the project to us and also told us they'll be having their casting sometime last week. And today we are in a new week and I decided to come back to site to see if what the engineer said is actually true. And today, right now, they are currently casting the pie caps. We're going to see that, and also in today's video I'll be giving you some advantages why you need to buy such kind of apartment. Now, the last time I came here, I flew a drone here. I also showed the 3D video of this particular project. Today I'm going to attach the 3D video for those who missed out on that. But if you want to see the area view of this location, kindly send me a message on WhatsApp and I will share that with you. Now in here we have 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms apartments fast selling in Awoyaya, Lagos, Nigeria. As smart investors, right here we are having affordable apartments. Okay, so if you are looking for one of the best locations to buy apartments in Awoyaya, this is the best place to invest. Now, like I said, at the end of this video I'll be giving you some advantages why you need to buy such kind of project. Now, the developer has this kind of project in Lekki Phase 1, so he's bringing the standard of Lekki Phase 1 apartment right here in Awoyaya. So we are giving you a suspended apartment. What do I mean by that? I mean that the ground floor is entirely for parking while the building starts from the first floor. Okay, so smart investors, at the end of this video I'm going to give you the advantages of owning such kind of apartment. You know, this is a rare kind of building style most developers around here have. Okay, most developers around here likes to build apartment that starts from the ground, but this developer is bringing us the Lekki Phase 1 standard. And you know, most of the apartment in Lekki Phase 1 has the pillars lifting the buildings from the ground to the first floor, and all the ground floor is for parking. Smart investors, like I mentioned, this developer has a building like that in Lekki Phase 1, and last time I came here I think I attached a video of the kind of project they did in Lekki Phase 1. Like I said, they are replicating such kind of standard right here in Awoyaya. So if you watch this video to the end, you'll get the importance why no investor should miss out on this. So sit tight, enjoy the rest of this video. I'll see you after that. Welcome back, viewers. So this is the location where we have Echelon Apartment, and the last time I came here, like I said, I introduced this project to investors and we saw all the futures on this estate. I'm going to also run you through what this estate entails. Now this is the Awoyaya street, okay, and there is a street here more like a close where we have Echelon Apartment. We have a building here, we also have a building coming up here. And smart investors, this is today's update on this project. So right now we're seeing what this developer is currently doing here. Like I said, the last time I came here, the engineer mentioned that they will be having their casting for their caps this week, and coming to site here I can see that workers are on site and they're already doing that. Okay, so also if you want to have an overview of what this estate entails, kindly send me a message on WhatsApp and I will share the previous link of my video on site. So this is one of the 5 caps. Okay, so currently they are casting them and they've started from inside moving down here. So they've done this, they've covered most of the pie caps. They are yet to cast this particular one. Okay, so the last time I came, all these pie caps were open. So if you watch my previous video, you will notice that. So you can see workers on site bringing in sands and granite to mix them up for the casting. Also, like I mentioned, the last time I came, I spoke to the engineer and we had a discussion about this project. Okay, this project started sometime last year, and like I mentioned, we are having 2 bedrooms here and 1 bedroom apartment. Now for the 1 bedroom apartment, it is currently selling for 53 million. We also have flexible payment plan here for up to 12 months, while the 2 bedroom is selling for 73 million naira. Also we have a flexible payment plan for up to a year. Also, smart investors, this development is covered with a CFO. Okay, so in front you can see workers walking right there. So we are going to have a view of what they are doing. Okay, So remember, at the end of this video, we'll be talking about the importance of owning a unit right here. And like I said, this is one development that you barely find in such environments. So what you find around here are the basic kind of apartments where it starts from the ground. You have the ground floor, you have the first floor, you have the second floor. But right here, this developer is giving us the Lekki Phase 1 standard, where the ground floor is strictly for parking, okay? And that's why we're having a pile foundation right here. So you can see these caps, pillars have been buried inside already, okay? All the pile caps you are seeing here, pillars have been buried in all of them. And right now we are trying to cast the pile cap, and once we are done with the casting of the pile caps, then we start the connection of all the pile caps. Okay, so smart investors, this is a major work this developer is giving us here, and this is to show you that you are having a very solid home if you decide to buy here. Okay, so you can see this was just freshly done. The last time I came here, this pile cap was done here, but today you can see it is freshly done. Now you can see currently they are mixing sand, stone and granite to cast. Okay, so currently they are trying to cast this particular pile cap. They've done this is just freshly done. Okay, they've done all these ones. Okay, so before this week runs out, I believe they'll be done with the casting of the pile cap. Then they'll move to the casting of the connecting pillars, okay, because all these pile caps must be connected to each other. Smart investors, if you want to see the overview of this estate, where I flew a drone here, the last time I came I flew a drone, kindly send me a message on WhatsApp and I'll share that with you. I flew a drone here and I gave the area view of this location. Also, I attached a 3D video of how this estate is going to look like. By the end of this video, I'm also going to attach that, okay, so you can also have an idea on how this estate will look like. Smart investors, you might be wondering, why is this estate unique? Now, why this estate is unique is the fact that this developer is giving us swimming pool here, a gym, and this estate is coming with modern finishing. Okay, so smart investors, these are some of the advantages you stand to get. Now, we've seen the update on site, and you know, when it comes to building like this, the major bulk of work is done at the foundation stage. The next stage is just block work and, you know, casting of each floors, and block work doesn't take time. I have seen this developer's previous projects in Lekki Phase 1, and I can attest to the fact that this developer is one developer that will give you quality projects. And like I said, coming to Awoyaya, seeing such kind of projects, I can tell you that there is no developer in this axis of Lagos that is giving us this kind of building type. Okay, a building that has the ground floor strictly for parking. Every developer here wants to make more money by giving us more units at the ground floor, more units at the first floor, more units at the second floor, and keep going like that. But this developer has decided to give us a modern building, and that is why I will advise any smart investor to buy here. Now you might be wondering, why is this building type having more advantage than the regular apartments where you find ground floor having apartments? So smart investors, in today's video I'll be giving you 3 reasons why you need to buy such kind of building type, where the ground floor is strictly parking and the building is suspended. Now smart investors, this is one of the reasons. So I'm going to start from the list before taking you to the major reason. Now, one of the reasons is the fact that, you know, Lagos is a state that has one of the most highest rainfall in Nigeria. Now imagine if this building is not suspended and you're living at the ground floor. For every rain that falls, when you want to step out or open your door, these rains might actually bounce on the floor and drop into your house. And imagine when we now have heavy rainfalls, okay? Even if you have one of the best drainages in Lagos, if there's a heavy rainfall in Lagos, there is tendency that as the rain is dropping on the floor, it bounces and some of the rain might come into your apartment for those having their homes at the ground floor. And that's why most people will tell you, Larry, if I want to buy, I want my unit to be off floor, first floor, or second floor. For smart investors, if you are buying into this estate, you have nothing to worry. All the units are starting from the first floor. The ground floor is suspended. This is one of the advantages. Okay, another advantage of having this kind of building is the fact that some of you know that living in an apartment like this, having over 20 units of apartments, there are some residents that might come back late at night, and because it's a regular apartment, when they drive into the estate, they will definitely park at the ground floor. And because it is not a suspended apartment, it is a normal apartment, when they park, they will drive in with their lights on, and peradventure your window is open, these lights might actually reflect into your window and also disturb you. Or peradventure they are driving and their car has a lot of noise and your window is just beside the parking slot of that resident, this engine is going to disturb you. And if you're about to sleep or you're sleeping, imagine how it feels when you're about to sleep or you're sleeping and there's a car noise or car lights flashing directly into your window. That is part of disturbance, and you can't stop your neighbor from coming back, or you can't even stop your neighbor from parking, because the parking slot for each apartment is at the ground floor. But in this particular estate, the advantage is if your neighbor he should come back 12 a.m, 1 a.m, 3 a.m, it doesn't disturb you. When he comes, he parks at the ground floor. The noise of the car is not going to disturb you. You are already suspended. The light from the car is not going to disturb you. The only person that will have to worry over that is the security person who is going to open the gate. But for you living from the up floor, it doesn't disturb you. So these two reasons are some of the reasons you stand to benefit if you buy into this estate. Now, the third reason I will also give you why you need to buy into such kind of estate is the fact that if you come to this environment, apartments that starts from ground floor, most times they tend to dilapidate very fast. Why? Because Lagos topography is Lagos topography is below sea level. So there is no how you see an apartment or a building in Lagos that does not start dilapidating from the ground. But most developers now, because of the new technology and new concepts of building procedure, they now realize that when they have suspended buildings, especially in apartments, it tends to make that building last longer. Now, how does that relate to you as an investor? As an investor buying here for investment purpose, imagine buying the 1 bedroom for 53 million naira and buying the 2 bedroom for 73 million naira and putting out this particular home for rent. Don't you think people will rather rush to rent your apartment than rent a regular building that will dilapidate very fast? Smart investors, think about that. So if you are buying into Echelon Apartment, there are so many reasons, I can't list all of them in this video, that you stand to benefit if you buy into such estate. The durability of such kind of property is going to last longer than those properties that are not having a suspended floor, because you can see the depth of each pie caps. These are over 30 pie caps here, and these pie caps are what is going to hold your building. And do you know what? You can see the beams being used here. These are very solid beams, and this home can last very long. So if you're buying into this project, you are rest assured that your home is going to stand the test of time. Now, imagine 5 years to come, your home is still one of the best in the market. You can actually wake up to resell your home. 10 years time, you can wake up to refurbish your home and sell it off. Or if you are putting your home out for rent, you are rest assured that your home is still at the peak of making more money for you, because in the market, such kind of building types cannot go down. They cannot go below value in terms of building standard. Such kind of apartment cannot go down. So any apartment coming in here, even if it's a new building and the developer is building a normal building type where the building starts from the ground, it cannot stand this kind of project, because this project has superior over such. So if you are putting out this home for rent, even in 10 years time, your building is going to stand out than those who bought a new building that their building are starting from the ground. Smart investors, this information I gave you is going to help you make the right choice in buying such kind of building. Imagine when this whole place is completed. Imagine how beautiful this place will be. When you see the 3D, you'll be wowed with the design this developer is about to give us here. And smart investors, like I mentioned, I have not seen any building in this axis having such kind of building style. Suspended floor is not what this developer here likes to give. Most of the developers that do that are those in Lekki phase 1 axis, and this developer is replicating that here. It shows you are getting standard. If you are an investor who likes to invest in property that will stand the test of time, Echelon Apartment is one you shouldn't miss. So smart investors, with these few advantages of Echelon Apartment in the market, I know you will not make mistake. I know you are going to rush into this particular project. Now this is the best time. This project is still selling in an affordable rate, and because the developer is still at the ground floor. And remember, I said in such kind of project, this is where the major concentration is, because if you miss out on this foundation, you've messed up the building, because this is what that will be holding this building. So don't miss out on this. Smart investors, we've seen the update on site. We will come back here sometime next week to see what they've done so far, and by then I believe we'll be done with the entire pie caps, and by then we'll be trying to connect the whole pie caps together. Smart investors, don't sleep out on this. This is one of the best projects in Awoyaya to buy. In fact, I can't wait to see this building to completion, because when this project is completed, as an investor, you'll be proud owning a unit here, because this project is going to be the pride of Awoyaya. I kid you not. Smart investors, that is it about this project. We've seen the update. You can see the texture of the rod they are using here. Just see. This is the highest beam size, and this is just one pie cap. Funny enough, I told you there's already pillars buried underneath this ground. This is just the pie cap. Okay, so you are buying a quality home, I can assure you that. And like I said, I've seen this developer's project in Lekki phase 1. I saw what they did there, and I was wild when I went into that project. Imagine such kind of design coming to Awoyaya. This is the pride of Awoyaya. Echelon Apartment is a place no investor is going to sleep out on. Now, if you have the resources, this is a place to buy as many units as possible. Now, let me ask you a question. If you are in the market, you want to rent a home, and you come to such location, a modern home, a modern standard that you find in places like Lekki phase 1, where your parking slot is on the ground and the building starts from the first floor. If you see a house for rent here, or you go to other projects where you see a house for rent where it starts from ground floor, where would you rather want to rent? You rush here, because this is a modern building. And that is what I advise investors when you want to buy a project. Look at the market trend. Look at what you're buying. Can this project stand the test of time? Echelon Apartment is going to give you a high return on investment. And like I said, if you compare this project and a regular apartment that the developer built, with the ground floor having apartments, you cannot compare both. Echelon Apartments, this type of project stands out anytime, any day, anywhere. And coupled with the fact that Lagos is an environment where we have massive rainfall every year. We might have rainfall coming 7 days in a stretch. Imagine what it does to buildings. Now, this developer has put that into consideration, and he is now giving us the Lekki phase 1 standard. Think about that. Don't you think this is the best place to buy? If you have the resources, this is where you can buy as many units as possible. This project is one place nobody should miss out on. welcome viewers. This brings us to the end of this video update, and I believe you enjoyed what you saw right here in Echelon Apartment. Now with these few advantages of Echelon Apartment, I believe nobody should sleep out on this project. This is going to stand out, especially in such kind of location. Smart investors, also this is the best time to buy as many units as possible because we are still at the ground level. When this project gets to the first floor level, trust me, the price is going to increase. Also, if you want to see the area of this location, send a message on WhatsApp and I'll share that with you, or you can scroll down my channel, you will see Echelon Apartment. You can watch that video and it will give you an idea on how this project started, but also give you everything you need to know about this project. Also, I believe you've seen the 3D video I attached to this update. You can see how beautiful the 3D looks, and that is what this developer is about to give to you. So tell me, don't you want to be part of the investors who will be owning a slice of Echelon Apartment? Do the needful. My name is Larry. My numbers are right on the screen. This is the best time to secure a unit right here in Awoyaya. Don't start on this. Thank you once more and bye.